Hello everyone, welcome back to another flight sim video. I'm Toga Virtual, and we got something a little bit special for you guys today. We have a brand new series being released on the channel. We are doing a JetBlue tour. This is a tour that's on the One World virtual airline. You guys can check that out. I'll put the link down in the description. You guys go and sign up there. Pretty much where most of this content on this channel comes from is from flights or tours that are on the One World virtual airline. So what we're going to be doing today is leg number 1, and that is JFK up to Boston. We're in the FSLabs A320. And we're flying this fantastic JetBlue livery, so we're November 580 Juliet Bravo, and we are flying, I'll say, up to Boston around about 31 minutes, something like that today. Clouds or weather down here at JFK isn't great. The cloud is very low, so we're not going to see much of New York as we depart, which will be good for our VRAM. So we don't run into any sort of issues. So what we're going to be doing, the passengers are coming on board now if they haven't already done so. We're going to jump inside the cockpit, and we're going to get the aircraft configured, get ourselves taxiing out and departing up to Boston. So without further ado, let's jump inside the flight deck and get configured. So here we go then, we're inside the flight deck. Not a lot going on here, it's pretty dark and gloomy, so probably best bet is to start getting some lights. We'll flip the dome light on, and we'll put some of these panel lights on just so we can get a bit of light and see what we can get some visuals so we can see what we're doing. So like I say, passengers should already started to be loaded in now, and what we'll do is we'll request the winds, and we'll also get the IRSs aligned. We have fuel also inside the aircraft, so we'll get the fuel pumps on, passenger side, crew supply, and we'll go pack 2 as on mode. Beacon can go on. We can go on and auto for the signs there, so that's all good. So winds are requested. So I say, but we're JFK to Boston today, and we're in JetBlue 1318. We're not flying on VATSIM today just because of the time I'm recording this video. It's just going to be easy if we don't. So we're off the network today. I know VATSIM for us. So cross the necks are 5, and our cruise level today is 270. We'll come over to our block fuel, which we have already loaded in, and our block fuel today is 8.6, I believe. Just double check that with our flight plan. No, this aircraft's in pounds, so my apologies. So block fuel is 3.8 tons, or 8,600 pounds. So we'll do that. There we go, 3.8. So actually, I think there's a little bit of bug with the FSLabs there. It should be, so it's 3.8 tons, but it's actually 8,600 pounds. I will just double check that I have got the fuel loaded in correctly. Block fuel says 8.6, but the flight plan is saying something slightly different, which is a bit strange. Yeah, a bit odd. So what we'll do, actually, no, we'll put 8.6. There we go. We're quite heavy today. Zero fuel weight is 86.3. Sorry, 93.7. Having a really bad start to this. 93.7 on the zero fuel. So that could go in. We can finish the rest off later once all the passengers are aboard, and that is boarding complete. So we actually need to get a little bit of a hurry up going on right now. So as the passengers are boarding, we can start the APU. Like I say, beacon is on. Don't have to worry about anything down there. And just recycle the IRSs because sometimes a little bit of a bug there. QNH is so it's 30.17 or 1022 hectopascals for the QNH. We'll let the IRSs align there. I think we got it on fast anyway, so having to worry about that. We can turn the TCAS on, go auto, leave it on standby for now. Like I say, we're squawking 2000 as we haven't got to worry about, like I say, any ATC. So yeah, so if we look at our our flight plan, then it's a relatively easy one. Active Sky has given us a 04 left or 04 right for departure, so I think we'll roll with that departure. So if we program in for 04 left, and the transition, well, it's actually no, it's a direct to Merit, so there's no SID, and just double check our flight plan. But basically our first waypoint that's correct. So that is all good. We are happy. And whilst we're here, we're bearing in mind this is a 31-minute flight, I believe. We will program in our arrival. If I look at the chart again and look at the weather in Boston, so our flight plan is saying 04 right. Winds are 100 at 6 knots. And looking at the runway layouts, it's probably looking at what runway are we expecting in Boston. So we can go 15 left or 15 right. We'll go 15 right for arrival into Boston. Not really sure if that is the correct arrival, so please let me know if that isn't or is the right arrival. And we're on the Roebuck 3 on the Merit transition. That should be all good. It's just checking for any discontinuities there. No, that is absolutely perfect. Happy days. Cool. Right, so that's all good to go. We're obviously flying on one more virtual. We have to make sure that our VAS cars is running, so it wasn't. So it is now, which is good. Probably going to get us some points deducted actually, but that doesn't matter at this stage. Right, okay, so let's just load back on my charts again, just to check where we are. We're on stand 5 at JFK today, and we're looking for 04 left, so actually relatively easy taxiway. So we'll push back nose to the left, and then we'll come off the apron and probably go Golf Hotel Kilo 1 for 04 left. So that's a relatively easy taxi. Absolutely fine. So initial climb for us today, we've got 270. So what we'll do is we'll just climb direct to 270. Like I say, we haven't got to worry about any ATC down here today. So yeah, they're not fussed about what we're doing and where we're going. Right, that is us pretty much ready to go now. We can do our performance departure, which we can just finish off. So takeoff weight 102 tons and a max takeoff weight is 25.4. So we'll get that sent across, and then we can worry about our pushback. So like I say, stand 5 for us today. So yeah, apologies, I have to do this the old-fashioned way. The keyboard I've got doesn't like the Control Shift F12 function, so I have to go through it the old-fashioned way. So prepare for pushback and departure. JetBlue.
Due to icing conditions, please stand by for engine start until push completed and brakes set.
So we will turn on some anti-ice there as well.
Hello, Captain. We're ready for pushback. Locking gear.
Right, we can run through the before start checklist then. So cockpit preparation has been completed. Barrel reference is set, so it's 3017. QNH checked once, twice, and 3 times. We want to go pushback nose to the left if we can. We've probably got to disconnect the ground power actually. Whilst we remember, disconnect.
Departure check push. Bypass due to icing conditions, please stand by for engine start until push completed and brakes set.
Right, as we're pushing back, so barrel reference is set 3017. ACAS has been initialized. Parking brake is off as we are pushing back now. Fuel on board is 8.6 tons, I believe, and in it be has been loaded. And we can just double check whether or not we have got our performance in yet. So let's just go over to view messages, and we have. Perfect. So we can then get our speeds 150, 150, 150, if that's correct. I believe that would be correct. Yep, that is all fine. We've got flaps up, flaps 1 up 0.7 and a flex temp of 70. And we've got a Toga of 3682. Perfect. They were all good there. Signs are on and auto. Beacon is on. Nose wheel steering disconnect is off at the minute. We'll worry about that in a minute. As that is done. Windows and doors are closed. Flight deck door is locked. So now we can start engine number 2. Taxi light, runway lights. This is blind GSX for a second. And like I say, relatively simple taxi for us. So we'll stay on the apron, and we'll find Golf, and then potentially go Alpha all the way down, cross runway 31, and then Kilo to Kilo 1 for our 04 left.
Unlocking gear.
Everything pretty straightforward.
Tow truck disconnected. Bypass bin removed.
Cool, so we got a good start. Number 2. Number 1 can come alive. We'll just check we've still got our A-cars, bus A-cars working fine. We have. Volanta map is still all good. Yeah, so the reason why, guys, if you're wondering why we're not flying on VATSIM today, there is a large event into Boston. So I'm recording this video Sunday night UK time on the 16th of January. So there is a hefty event on in Boston. So I didn't want to get sort of tied up with that in this relatively short flight that we have today. So that is the reason why I am not flying on VATSIM. So engine number 1 is coming alive. As you can see, the weather has picked up ever so slightly for us departing out of New York. It's still really, really cold, -2 outside. So, yeah, we're still bloody cold, if I'm allowed to say that. So good start all round. We can run through the after start checklist. Then ground crew has been seen, so we're all good for that. Anti-ice we have got on engines and on our wings. APU can now be switched off. While electric pump not required, an ECAM status check no blue, so that is the after start takeoff. After start checklist complete. And then, as we are, like I say, we have got no real restrictions we can do before takeoff. What we'll do is we'll get to the runway, and then we'll do with the last checklist. So the nose pin has already been put in, so we've got that. We've got parking brake disconnect. The engines these IAEs like to move on their own accord. Just check we have got lights on. We'll do. I'll tell you what, we'll light up like a Christmas tree. We'll go beacons. We'll go engine, wing lights, and we'll go tail light as well. Cool. So we're on the apron. We want to find a left turn if we can at some stage, just to pick up Golf, which I think possibly could be this one. So yeah, we're on the inners at the moment. Yeah, so if we'll follow this round to the left, hopefully that should pick us up onto Golf sometime soon. Yeah, so this is Golf now for us, and then we want to basically turn, hopefully, a first left onto Alpha, if we can find it. So this is, oh hang on, no, we've probably missed that actually, so we'll go Bravo Bravo. I'll tell you what, we'll go Bravo, Bravo. Not necessarily sure this is the correct way, the way we should be going. But we'll follow this round and see where it takes us. I might have made a mistake there, but we can rectify that issue. So, flaps 1 now, and then we'll do our takeoff config. Sorry about that. Cool. Okay, right, yeah, we made a slight mistake. So we want to go hotel here. We've just gone a little bit further around, that's all. It's no big deal. So this is hotel. And then hopefully we should be able to pick up Alpha in a second. Cool, right. That is correct. So we're basically where we need to be now. And what we'll do, as we got across the runway, we'll everything can go on for when we cross 3-1 left. I mean, it doesn't really matter, but we should probably follow some sort of best practice. Although I probably haven't followed them anyway, to be honest. So yeah, just got to be careful of speed. So this is Kilo, and this is going to be 3-1 left here, and we basically want to just get over as quickly as possible. We are very fast, and then there we go. Cool. So we'll follow this down all the way to the bottom, and then whilst we're taxiing, I suppose we can run through our before takeoff checklist. So flight controls, we'll just do a quick test now. So full left, full right, neutral, full up, full down and neutral, and we know the rudder's working because we are using the tiller. So we'll put TARA on the TCAS, so don't forget. Load sheet has been acknowledged. Trims need to be set, so I think it was down 0.7 on the trim. Yes, it was. So we'll just slow down a touch so we don't disappear off the end of the taxiway. Takeoff data has been confirmed, so 150s all round for our V speeds. Flaps config 1, and ECAM memo is takeoff no blue, and that is the before the line takeoff checklists. And as we enter, we'll continue the before takeoff checklists. But yeah, cool. If you got to this stage of the video, thank you for sticking around. We're just about to depart out of JFK, and if you're not yet a subscriber to the video, please do consider hitting that subscribe button. And I guess most importantly, do please leave a comment and a big thumbs up on the video. That really does help the algorithm push this video out to more and more people. So if you do enjoy the video, please do hit that follow button. That would be the best thing to do. It's completely free. You haven't got to pay. Just all you got to do is hit that thumbs up button. So I would appreciate if you guys could do that. So we'll just enter the runway now. So takeoff runway is 04 left. Cabin crew has been given, and packs we have off, and that is the before takeoff checklist complete. So we'll just swing ourselves around and get ourselves prepared. Okay, straighten up a tiny bit more. There we go. Hold it on the brakes. We will go to there. Let's disconnect the tiller. Chrono started, clock can start. Everything else, I'm happy. Everybody's happy, so we'll increase thrust now. Release the brakes. Manflex SRS runway. Auto thrust is blue. And there we go. We'll try and keep on the taxiway and try and keep. That is 100 knots. Hopefully we'll have some frames before we take off. And V1 rotate. That's a good climb. Gear up. Go AP2. Packs. Speed check flaps up. Flush climb. There we go. New York over to our left. We can say goodbye to New York. The cloud is extremely low for us today. It's going to be a fantastic arrival. I hope into Boston in around about 30 minutes time, something like that. So that's cool. So we can, after takeoff checklist then. So landing gear is up, ECAM is checked, no blue. And once we hit 10,000 feet, we'll go standard pressures. And that is the after takeoff checklist complete. Right, we can get some lights off now. Anti-ice come off as well. Ground spoilers can come out. So cool. Right, well, we're going to climb out now. Once we get out of the clouds, we'll have some nice cinematic shots, as we always like to do on the channel. So yeah, in a few moments time, you'll see some nice cinematic shots, and then we will then catch each other back once we're descending into Boston. So I guess I'll see you guys in a few minutes. Cool, welcome back. Hope everyone is doing well. This is a relatively short flight today. I've almost could have kept the full flight video, but I have sectioned it up, so you would have just seen some cinematic shots. But yeah, we're ready for our arrival into Boston. I've checked the weather, and right now temperature on the ground is -5. We're landing just 15 right where we are landing today. Weather is cloudy. Winds are 100 at 6 knots. So we are, yeah, that is our landing today. The weather is starting to, or sorry, I should say the sun is starting to go down now, so it's probably the perfect time, flight time for us today. So 31 minutes, or it's been 20 minutes so far. We're cruising. I say we're cruising. We're descending down to 1,700 feet, and we'll pick up the glide slope from there. We are on rated this here 15 right for our arrival, and it's yeah, not too far for us to go. We're on the ROP Q3 on the Merit transition. So yeah, that is us. So we're convict full, flaps full for us, and decision height is 267. And we'll go auto brake low. The runway is pretty large here, I think, for 1.5s. Yeah, so it's just 3 miles. So flaps full and auto brake as low. That should be absolutely fine. But yeah, we're descending quite nicely. The sun is setting. The black marble night lighting is looking pretty decent. VRAM looks okay, so it looks like hopefully not going to get too many stutters, or performance should be pretty consistent into Boston. So I have earmarked Charlie 30 for our stand today, because looking on flight radar, this aircraft did park on Charlie 30. So I have earmarked that for our arrival. So yeah, that's what we're going to be doing in today's, hopefully in today's video. Should get off roughly. I'm hoping that we can sort of get off as soon as possible, really. We've got quite a bit of a spaghetti of a taxi. Hopefully Mike we might be able to get off, or if not, it'll be Foxtrot or maybe Golf, depending how well the landing goes. So we have to sort of bear that in mind. And Charlie 30, blimey, is up all the way, so it's Quebec Foxtrot. Okay, I'll see where that is on the chart. So if we can get off at Foxtrot, it's basically then straight across runway 22 left and then 22 right, and it'd be pretty much straight in front of us. So let's aim for Foxtrot or Golf. If it's Golf, then we can go Charlie and then cross 22 left, turn right onto Mike, then left onto Foxtrot, and then 22 right, or we can carry on straight and then turn right onto Alpha. So we've got lots of choice, but let's just hopefully and safely get this aircraft down on the ground in Boston, and then we'll go and then just worry about where we're parking after that. But yeah, this is our first video of our new tour. So we're going to be, like I say, doing a JetBlue tour on the One World virtual airline. I will put, like I said earlier in the start of the video, I will post a link to it in the description down below. And hopefully I am part of the VATSIM Velocity beta team. So I think what we might be doing is a couple of the legs, just doing Velocity with other beta members, just so there's a bit of, there won't be any ATC obviously, but there'll just be other aircraft on the network that we'll be able to see, sort of hopefully get a real test of Velocity whilst we're recording some videos. So the next leg for us is Boston to Fort Lauderdale. That's roughly about a 3-hour flight, and then we got Fort Lauderdale to Tampa, Tampa to Orlando, Orlando to Salt Lake City, Salt Lake City to LA, LA to Vegas, Vegas to Cancun, Cancun to Austin, Austin to New York, and then we're crossing the pond to Gatwick. I think is that Heathrow? No, it's Gatwick, and then basically then we end up back in New York where we started, Gatwick to New York. So we've got 12 legs to do. This is leg number 1. I'm not really sure on how frequently I'm going to be able to drop these videos due to work commitments, but I would say it will be worst case scenario once a week. So if you guys are new to the channel, like I said, as we're taxiing out of New York, if you are new to the channel, please do hit that subscribe button. We are well on our way now to 300 subscribers, which is fantastic. And also, if you do like the video, and most importantly, please do give it a thumbs up, because that helps the algorithm push the video out to more people, which then obviously in turn benefits me and then benefits you guys, because you get to see more content. So yeah, if you can and want to, please do hit that like button. Alternatively, if there are any extra flights or anything like that you guys want to see on the channel, please do leave me a comment, let me know, and then we can have a look at doing those, schedule those in. Or alternatively, if you guys want to join the Discord as well, there's a link in the description for our Discord. So come and join the Flight Sim community. As you've probably seen by my other YouTube videos, we're not just into Flight Sim. I'm quite into racing simulator games. Most apparently is Assetto Corsa. So if you're into Flight Sim, if you're into racing and you've been suggested this video, or you like racing as well, we do that on the channel. So yeah, and also streaming over on Twitch, /Toga Virtual on Twitch, if you want to give me a follow up on there. Stream on Twitch 3 nights a week. So yeah, all the big plugs. I'll be quiet now about boosting my own ego and bigging myself up. But yeah, we've got a few miles to go, flight level 8,000, and by the looks of it, we are coming into Boston. We do have some discontinuities that we do need to fix. So that should hopefully look a bit nicer on the flight plan. Okay, so basically we're going to go straight over the top of Boston. So Boston's just going to be a little bit ahead of us, and then we're going to turn left and then basically come alongside it, and then turn round to our base leg, and then we final on 15 right. So just the other side of this big cloud, I would imagine Boston is just there. We're just literally going through a big cloud, and that's just going to scupper our view for a few seconds until we pass through it. And once we pass through it, hopefully Boston should come into vision. There we go. So Boston City over to our left. Well, okay, so we can see a lot more now. Boston is off down to our left-hand side, so if we come down here, we should be seeing Boston City. It does look pretty incredible. That the black marble night lighting is insane, absolutely insane. I could probably actually get my settings turned up a little bit more, but probably just hold off on that, just because I don't want to lose out on too much performance, just for a bit of visual aesthetics. Put Boston down to our left. We got the nice marina there, and we got Boston City itself, or the city of Boston, I should say. We'll be doing our left-hand turn in a few minutes' time, anyway. So should we get a much better look of Boston itself? There's the airport just coming into shot. You've got 22 left, 22 right, and I think there's 04s. Yeah, 04s, I think they are. So that's the adjacent runways that we'll be landing on or in a few minutes' time. No, beg your pardon, there'll be 3 left, I would imagine that is. Yeah, my apologies on that one. So yeah, our left-hand turn should be any second. Oh, there we go, literally as I say it, that is our left-hand turn. Just going to be passing through some clouds, yeah, just as we're seeing that. So we'll just triple check where we're at in terms of the flight, rather than getting caught up on our visuals. So yeah, perfect. So we're going to go out, back round, and then bring ourselves in. I guess this one, I love flying in America because it's just so much easier. ATC is way more simple. Rather than Europe, it's always sort of climb via the star and then descend via the SID. So really, really simple. And yeah, they're anti-faff in the States, whereas Europe, they do overcomplicate things somewhat. So we've got 27 miles until we can, or the approach phase can be activated, and then we can run through our approach checklists and then our landing. Etc, etc. But we have, I hope, how many passengers do we have on board today? We have 104 passengers. I hope they've had a comfortable 34 minutes. And we most importantly get those guys down and all the cargo that we have. 4.5 tons of cargo. Hope we get that down safely in the next few minutes. What I'll also try and do is I'll try and fly mostly daytime for you guys from whilst we're in the States, just due to the fact that, you know, mostly you don't really get to see too much of things when it's like this at night time. So apologies for the first one being in the dark, but we have had some nice shots of Boston as we've come into Boston. So I'll try and make it, I'm trying to fly it as real time as possible, but like I say, I'll make a conscious effort to keep it in daylight hours, so you guys can see all the cities and stuff as we fly in and out of them. But yeah, we'll do our left turn hopefully in a few minutes time, as we just pass through some more clouds, and we'll descend further down to our glide. I think the base is 1,700 feet, so we have that programmed in, so the aircraft will descend when it needs to. But right now we're correct in terms of our height, but we should be turning any second now, I would have thought. There we go. So yeah, we're going to do a right so then a left turn, I think. So right, we can run through the approach now, as we don't need the approach phase is now active once the aircraft works out what it needs to be doing. So yeah, we can run through the approach phase. So ECAM is checked. Approach briefing. So we are on the Rocco 3 Bravo and runway 15. All right. The minima is set, was 267. We'll go flaps 1 now. And the approach phase is active. QNH is 3028. And that is checked on all once, twice, and 3 times. So perfect. So that is the approach checklist complete. So we're a little bit too high for the glide right now, but that's not a problem at all. We'll pick that, we'll get that straight back in a few moments' time. So we've gone flaps 1. We don't need to worry about going any lower for now. We'll do this turn, and then that should basically line ourselves up with the glide slope, and the localizer should then become alive. And as we get down, we should be perfect. Whilst I remember, we can arm the spoilers, because we're not worried. Speed's perfect, and then we can then. That's a less thing to worry about. Seatbelt signs are already on, so that's fine. Probably need to worry about anti-ice, just due to the temperatures on the ground. We'll go flaps 2. Right, the localizer is now alive. And we are a little bit above the profile. Hopefully we'll get that back. flaps 3 now. Yeah, perfect. So that's coming back nicely. So we'll hit the glide any second now, I'd imagine. We are visual anyway, so worst comes to worst, we'll fly. We can hand fly from our last fix. So we'll go get ourselves fully ready, gear down, flaps full.
$2,500.
Probably going to fly the aircraft manually from here due to the we're a tad too high. Oh, there's the glide. Should have trusted it. So go around, altitude is 3,000 feet. And now what we'll actually do is take a white pilot here anyway. I've controlled the aircraft.
$500. $100 above. $300. Minimum.
Continue.
200. $100. 50, 40, 30, 20, retard, 10, 5,
Reverses. Reverses. On your brakes. Hopefully this should be Golf. Oh, and the ground textures have screwed up ever so slightly. Apologies on that one. Not really sure what happened there. The throttles didn't seem to disconnect correctly. I was hitting the reverses button and it just wasn't disconnecting. But yeah, it doesn't matter now. Bar the ground textures here at Boston, everything is okay-ish. Oh, I've gone slightly awry here. Okay, sort that out 1 sec. Bring the spoilers in. Start clearing out the aircraft. There we go. Cool. Right, Boston's in front of us. Welcome to Boston, everyone. Right, let's flick the dome light on. Flick the lights. Taxi runway lights. There we go. Oh, hang on. Off. Yeah, perfect. Strobe. I'll keep the strobe on because we've got to cross the runway actually. Should probably keep the landing lights on as well. Just so we're crossing the runway, and then we'll start the APU. Like so. Before the aircraft gets too far ahead of itself. So yeah, we wanted Charlie 30, didn't we? So if we can get that, that'd be great. Perfect, we can. JetBlue. Cool. Right, so we'll cross 22 right next, and then we will. Well, hopefully, I can see it off to our right-hand side. The gate, so that's all good. So we'll just cross this runway, and then we'll turn off these now. Strobe can go off. Yeah, we'll cross the other side. Perfect. Okay, right, so, that was pretty mental. After landing checklist then, so exterior lights set, flaps set to 0, ground spoilers have disarmed, APUs on, we can turn the weather radar off, right, and ATC can go to standby. The taxi then is, if we go straight ahead now, and that should bring us on to Alpha, and then it should be somewhere on our left hand side. So we're just going to keep a lookout for that. Yeah, apologies that Boston isn't during the day. Let's just check we've got. Oh, okay, right, we had the takeoff light still on, not the taxi one. Thought it was a bit bright. Cool, right, I can see the gate just off to our left hand side. Oh, I've missed the taxiway. I've missed the parking stand by a heck of a long way, so I apologise on that one. trying to, and I've blinded everybody in the taxiway. This wouldn't be my stream. This wouldn't be my video unless something went wrong. Let's be brutally honest. And in a car goes yeeting through. Right, that'll do. That'll do. Parking brakes can be set. Oh dear. So parking brakes set. We go engine off. And then parking check this end. So parking brake on, engines off, sliders disarm, beacon can go off, anti-ice can come off now. Seat belt signs can go to the off position. Fuel pumps can also then come off. We won't secure the aircraft because we'll be using this aircraft, obviously, in the next video for our departure out of Boston. So cool. There we go. Don't think our jet bridges. Oh, yes, they are. They're just slowly starting to come into play. And there we go, folks. 30. Didn't stop the clock. 51 minutes total time, and that is us safely on the ground, just about in Boston from obviously JFK. So I'm just going to clear up these last few bits just for my hobbies. Obviously my printer isn't connected right now, but it would have sent a message, I would have hoped. No, it hasn't, so that's fine. That's not a problem. We can look at our landing rate, complete now, and then let's review the flight. Landing rate 225. I mean, it wasn't the best, it wasn't the worst. And then what we'll do is we will submit this report. I have to leave a comment on this flight because it's saying that this flight's only Embraers, so. There we go. That is now been submitted, ready for approval, I hope. And that, ladies and gentlemen, is the end of the first leg of our JetBlue tour. I hope you guys have enjoyed it. If you are obviously new to the channel, please do hit that thumbs up button. And if you are not yet a subscriber to the channel, please do consider hitting that subscribe button. I have been Toga Virtual. Thank you very much for watching, everybody, and I'll see you next time in the next one.
Here we go.